here with Adam Hickey. He's the Fire Protection Officer for the Labrador City Fire Department. Adam, a few days ago I noticed your team was doing ice water rescue exercises over by the weigh scales there.
Yep.
And it was really interesting to watch because, of course, they had certain equipment. They had certain ways that they communicated back and forth. But let's go start back at the beginning. What information do you need to know when a call comes in for a water rescue?
As soon as we receive the initial call for wastewater rescue, we need to know how long the person is in the water, how many people is in the water, what the conditions are around, and if there's any bystanders that can pass out more information to us. So that'll help us to determine what kind of a rescue we would need.
And how does that information impact your response?
It impacts us bigly because we're determining if it's going to be close to shore or if it's going to be a couple hundred feet out into the water.
When you arrive at the site, what happens first?
Initially, when we arrive on scene size up is what's going to take place. That is going to determine what we would need to proceed to make the rescue safely and effectively.
Okay. And obviously, when someone falls through the ice, there is a short window for successful rescue. Can you talk us through what that person is physically experiencing on a timeline?
Yep. The first initial shock of going into the water, you're going to feel panicky. You're probably going to be hyperventilating. As soon as the cold shock hits you, you're going to be a couple of minutes before everything starts to sink in, so that you can, after the first couple of minutes, you're going to realize what is happening.
What kind of equipment do you need for this kind of rescue, and how is it used?
It depends on what type of rescue. If it's close to shore, we can use our plate poles, rescue tools, haligans, axes, ropes. And if it's farther outshore, we got a couple of rescue alives and marshal boards that'll help us glide across the ice into the open water.
I assume everybody on shore would have a role to play. What are their responsibilities for shore support?
Everybody got a major role in any kind of wastewater rescue. As the crowd on shore, if we goes out and the person attempting to rescue needs some more equipment, the guy on the shore will communicate with them so they can have other rescues available to help us proceed.
Once the rescuer reaches the patient out on the ice or in the water, what are next steps?
The next steps is try to figure out if the person is calm, unconscious, or if he's stable, if he's alive, communicating with us.
Okay.
That's going to determine what kind of a rescue we were going to have. Because if the person is unconscious, we can just go grab him, put him in our boards, ropes and all that. But if he's panicking, having trouble breathing, making it worse for us,
Okay.
it's going to make our rescue more difficult than what it needs to be.
When the rescue is happening and the primary rescuer is with the patient, how do you communicate back and forth?
We got multiple ways of communicating. Our biggest one would be radio communication. The second thing, if it's close to the shore or if it's far out, we can always talk to each other, like bawl out, face to face, open communication.
Okay. I noticed that when they were out there, they were doing things with their hands. Yeah.
Hand signals communications.
So are there different hand signals for
Yeah.
different messages?
Yeah, like this one is stop,
Okay.
go, that kind of
Yeah, I seen one of them patting themselves on the head.
Yeah.
Interesting. What if someone falls through the ice and goes under? Is your team equipped for underwater rescue?
Yes, we have a couple of divers on our volunteer side of the fire department, which are highly trained in underwater rescue.
So any type of ice water rescue, are they on the scene at all times for that type of call
Majority of the time
out?
they're on scene. Depends on what their work schedule is.
Okay.
But if they're not on scene, we always got other
Backup.
backup.
What would your advice be for anyone who went through the ice and they're clinging to an ice shelf? How would they attempt to get themselves out of the water?
Main thing is to stay calm. If you fall through the ice, the main thing is stay calm. Once you get your whereabouts of what's happening and what's going on in your surroundings, biggest thing is to try to lift yourself up onto the ice using your elbows and your hands. There might be some rugged edges of the ice that you can grab a hold to and be able to lift yourself up.
Okay. And what is the best message you can give to residents when it comes to ice conditions and safety?
The best message everybody can get is don't go near open water. Everybody knows that. If you do go near open water, make sure you have somebody with you. Also, use a personal floating device, which is going to help anything at all. If
Right.
it's slippery on the side, it might be just a freak accident you fall into this.
Be prepared, hey?
Be prepared, yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. An incident like this is not something that we ever want to see,
Nope.
but we are certainly grateful that you and your team are prepared, so thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and enjoy your day.